Is there anything better than taking a bite of cookie dough? Well, deep fried cookie dough is the answer to all of your cookie dough dreams. We're bringing the fare right to your own kitchen today, and I'm going to be showing you just how to make deep fried cookie dough right at home. My name is Tessa, and I'm from HandleTheHeat.com, where I love to share homemade baking recipes and kitchen tips, and I could not be more excited to show you how to make these incredible balls of deep fried cookie dough. They're gooey and chocolatey on the inside, crisp and crunchy and golden brown on the outside. I like to drizzle them with melted chocolate and a dusting of powdered sugar to take them to a whole new level. So if you'd like to learn how to make deep fried cookie dough, then just keep watching.
So to get started, we are going to make homemade chocolate chip cookie dough. Now you could use store-bought, but homemade is always better. So I have 1 stick or 4 ounces of unsalted butter that's at room temperature, and I've just added half a cup of packed light brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar to my stand mixer. You can use any type of electric mixer. You just want to cream the sugars and butter until they're very well combined, very light and fluffy, and you actually want to cream them longer than you would if you were baking the cookie dough, because we really want to make sure the sugar is well dissolved into the butter so we don't end up with too gritty of a texture. Now I'm just adding in 1 room temperature egg and a little bit of vanilla extract, and my camera actually cut out so you couldn't see the vanilla being added, but I'm just going to go ahead and scrape down the sides of the bowl in my beater blade just to make sure everything is being perfectly incorporated. And then I'm adding in 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour and half a teaspoon of fine salt. And I'm going to get that mixing on low speed so I don't get flour everywhere. And then my last ingredient is, of course, my 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Now you could use milk chocolate or dark chocolate, whatever you like. Semi-sweet is my favorite. Now I'm going to shape the dough into about 1-inch sized balls and place them on a parchment-lined baking sheet. Now the trick to keeping the cookie dough solid and maintaining an ooey gooey texture is to shape them into perfect uniform little balls and then cover and refrigerate them for at least 1 hour, or you can freeze them for a half hour, or you can keep them in the fridge for up to 2 days if you wanted to make this ahead of time. So once the cookie dough balls are nice and cold and firm, I'm going to make my frying batter. So I've just combined 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Into that, I'm adding 1 cup plus 2 tablespoons of whole milk, 2 teaspoons of vegetable oil, and giving that a good whisk until there are no lumps remaining. It'll take a bit of upper body strength to get a good whisk going, but you just really want to make sure that there aren't any lumps. So once you're ready to fry, you'll go ahead and dip each cookie dough ball into the batter and then immediately drop it into a quart of vegetable oil that's been brought to 360 degrees Fahrenheit. And what we found actually is that I have these little chocolate dipping tools that ended up being perfect for dropping the batter coated balls into the hot oil. We tried using just our hands at first, but it was a little risky to have your hand that close to oil, and I don't really want to recommend anyone do that. You may see professional cooks or fryers do that, but really it's just not safe, and we want to make sure whenever we're deep frying that we're being as safe as possible. And so I am just cooking these all over, frying them all over until they are dark golden brown, about 2 minutes per side. They'll kind of puff up, and then I'm going to remove them with my frying skimmer here and put them on a paper towel lined baking tray to just kind of drain. And as you can see, anytime we're working with a batter fry, it does leave quite a bit of residue in the oil. And so what I like to do in between batches is just try to grab the biggest chunks of batter that have kind of been floating around, just so my oil doesn't get too kind of dirty and clogged up with residue. So I like to fry no more than 4 or 5 balls at a time so I don't reduce the oil too much. You want to keep a careful eye on the temperature of the oil. A deep fry thermometer is your best friend here. You really want to keep it between 360 and 370 degrees. So these are best served warm, not too hot because you don't want to burn your tongue when you take a bite. But what I like to do to take them to the next level is just drizzle them with melted semi-sweet chocolate that I've just scooped into a Ziploc bag and snipped one corner so I can get a nice, beautiful drizzle. And then what I do is I actually take a little bit of powdered sugar and dust them with powdered sugar as well. I just think it makes for a beautiful contrast because the balls themselves aren't really the prettiest things ever. So we really want to dress them up and make them look really appetizing to show just how delicious they truly are. Ooey gooey amazingness.
Alright guys, so that's exactly how you make these decadent balls of deep fried cookie dough. I like to make mine with scratch made cookie dough. I think it's the best that way, and you can make them safer using pasteurized eggs, but you can also take a shortcut. I won't tell anyone if you use store-bought cookie dough. These are absolutely incredible, such a crowd pleaser, and I hope you try them out soon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next time. I'm going to take a bite of these and I'll see you later.